That is extremely important that parents, grandparents, pass on the information of being Garifuna and what is required also of Garifuna in order for our culture to live on and to continue. I've seen I've seen a lot of changes in the Garifuna because the younger people adapt everything else that is not Garifuna, right? Anything else that's not Garifuna. The only time you see them really expressing themselves as Garifuna is when there is a Punta Fest, right? Or maybe a Paranda Fest. Those are Garifuna dances, and they're not dancing it in the right way, very vulgar, right? Because they adapt some of the dances. What they do, they like include some of the dances that they see on social media. I want to make that a part of the punta or a part of the paranda. The only the only dance that I haven't seen our people actually engage in any vulgarity is when they dance to Google, because that you can't like use other ways or means of dance in Google, right? That's the only one that I see that they haven't um, actually tried to wash off with something else. Now, if the parents and the grandparents, when they see things like that, I believe that they should be able to or take that step to stop it. They could pull that person aside. They don't have to talk to the person out in public or look at an embarrassment. They could pull that person aside after the person get out the ring. And we dance in a ring as a Garifuna. When you get out the ring, they could pull that person aside and explain to that person, well, so and so, this is what you were doing. It's not appropriate. It's not, I mean, come on, that's not Garifuna. Let's keep it Garifuna, right? Um, but many a times they don't. They just let it go. They will talk about it now because I've witnessed that. They will talk about it, on the side. Oh, XYZ, XYZ, blah, 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 blah. But they don't say anything to correct. To
Mm.
correct. We as parents have to correct things like that. When we see things like that, we correct it because we know better. So because we know better and we are adults, we are parents, then we are grandparents, then we correct it. Hopefully that the person understands. Hopefully that the person, think about it and say, don't let me do that next time. Right?
Mhm.
So then it comes to like the food, you know, we have our own food growing up. Growing up have their own food. Um and it's popular not only here in Dangriga, I would say not only in the country of Belize, but it's even popular in the United States because when our Garifuna people cook Garifuna food on weekends, that's a sold out right there.
Mhm.
Because some of us don't want to cook it at home because we don't have time or we don't have the tools to cook it. So we don't want to cook it at home. But when we hear, okay, if we see an advertisement that this person is selling Garifuna food every weekend, every weekend we're there, we buy the Garifuna food. So I'll say that our food is popular and people eat our food, both at home and abroad. What I am talking about recently is our Garifuna attire. Many Garina don't wear the Garifuna attire. I don't know why. So I've been talking to people here in Dangriga where I'm based about wearing Garifuna attire, right? I'm not talking about the older people because the elders, they wear the Garifuna attire no matter where they go. But again, we have to pass it down to the youths. Let them know that, you know what, it's okay to wear Western clothes, but now and then, maybe there's a certain activity which is going to be a lot of Garifuna the world. Wear your Garifuna attire. Wear your Garifuna. Show yourself that you are a Garifuna. You may not want to wear the whole thing like tying your to put on the head tie, because me sometimes I don't put the head tie on either. I only put the head tie on if I'm going to activity that's going to be spiritual. If I'm going to a spiritual activity, I will
Mhm.
tie my head because I have to, right? That's a part of my outfit. I have to tie my head. But if I'm only going to maybe a birthday party and I want to wear my girlfriend outfit, I'm not going to tie my head. Like if I go to the regular Sunday mass, I'm not going to tie my head because I don't really have to. I could if I want to. Then we got hot, so I can't tie my head. Yeah, but when I go to a spiritual event, yes, I'll tie my head, you know, because that's a part of the attire. So I have to tie my hair.